All right, heading down into Yellow Creek, into the ravine, and I'm convinced more than ever that these are dustified brick buildings. I've been pulling bricks out of these hills, out of this ground for years, and I'm just putting it all together now. And I think all of the ravine systems and all of the river systems here in Toronto are full of evidence, crumbs hiding in plain sight, that these are destroyed brick buildings. I mean, everywhere you look, everywhere, there's bricks just littered all throughout the soil. Everywhere. And I've always, before coming to meltology, there's a few different stages of brick up there. I was suspicious of these bricks to begin with. I thought they were just covered up old world civilization. But now I realize that, no, these are expensive. I love these old bricks. Pretty amazing. All right, let's look around, see what we find. Okay, so here's the creek, and I've always known at these old stone walls. I was thinking this is left over from Tartaria before the last reset, and now I recognize that this is, no, it's a brick. So I'm going to cross the river and go down here because it looks like there's some interesting stuff along there. And you've got these balloon bricks, balloon rocks here. Look how evenly spaced out they are. Like, that didn't happen randomly, you know, the water didn't randomly bring these down, or they're not placed here. This has to be a physiological, not physiological, that's the wrong word, like a scientific process for them to result in something like this. And yeah, I think there's going to be some goodies all along here with furs. This is going to be fun. See how old this wall is? It's awesome. Alright, this is pretty amazing. So you can see the old world brick wall that's gone block, and some of the old brick ballooned into massive balloon rocks. And then it transforms the brick with all the melt lines turn balloon. Okay. And then we're under the bridge, which is where I am right now. You can see this is just so old world. Incredible. But check this out. Two things here. Two smoking guns. One up here, I just lost it. Oh, I just found it. There's a brick. Lonely red brick right under there. See, there's a square one there. That's a brick. Of course, underneath there you can still see it. I might try to go over there in my rubber boots. So there's a lonely brick still untouched. And check out this behind me. So all of this rock, I believe, is balloon rock underneath this bridge. And we've got a lonely red brick right here. And I'm going to put my boots on. I don't know if it is here. But that right there, boom! There's the smoking gun right there. A lonely brick. In and around all the other rock. Now it does look like it's been cemented. Maybe this is part of the mortar mucus that people talk about. Maybe it was done, like there's been patchwork done here to hide the evidence or just to keep it intact. But there's a brick. There's no way that ended up like that. Now I'm going to do my best to walk over there. Alright, you can see maybe a little bit better that brick over there. Underneath, now I'm underneath the bridge here. And there's another awesome piece of evidence behind me. I don't want to slip, it's super slippery. There's a brick right down there. So this is underneath all of this stone. And here is, I don't know how there's a little box here. There's a lonely brick right there. Ah, how'd that get there? Oh, there's two. That's interesting though. Interesting state of transformation. Right there, 1000% brick. Okay, just awesome. And there was the first piece right there, hiding in plain sight. Now, check out this old wall. It's absolutely incredible. I think we're going to find more evidence down here. That looks like an old brick right there too. Very obvious. Alright, so take a look at all these melt lines in between the bricks. And you see this a lot in these ravines, and I know that people say, well, that's just how they were quarried and brought here. Okay, maybe. But then why would there be some on the bottom of this creek when apparently it's a natural creek? And again, all of these levels, okay? All of these levels, they're flat. You can see more of the melt brick lines in the bottom of this artificial river, creek. This is old piping, old world, irrigation. The water is always so clear, beautiful. You would never have any idea you're in downtown Toronto, surrounded by some of the oldest and biggest and most expensive houses in the entire Greater Toronto area. Old world. Now, one thing you can clearly see down here is that there has been an attempt, I believe, to cover up the truth. This looks like a really sloppy attempt at adding more modern concrete in between the cracks of these huge melted blocks. Yeah, just to make it look like it's more of a modern creation, modern construction. Now maybe that's mortar, snot as people call it, I don't like that word. But further down it looks like there's less. Now perhaps they've done a bit of a cleanup job right here, is due to the bridge being right up here, and it's within sight of people crossing this bridge, and it might help reduce questions of, you know, people crossing. Remember, 3 very rectangular blocks right over there. Alright, I've just come upstream a little bit. I'm going to head downstream, but oh look, old brick in and amongst everything here, and oops, another red brick just sitting right there pretty, because all of that used to be red brick, and now it looks like this. And check this out. Oops, here's more of these ground pieces with quarry marks still in them. Look here. Tell me that's not natural. Like, seriously. Unbelievable. Alright, check this out. Another nice piece of evidence. So there's an infused piece of brick right there. There's actually one behind me very similar. But check out these melt lines. And they continue. But right here, look, this is like they started to do the same, but they didn't quite get as far. I mean, it's close. It's very close, but you can still see the brick, the fused bricks, and of course there's bricks everywhere here. All right, that's super cool. And back here, that's a neat piece. Huh. Yeah. I'm gonna head up here. All right, once again, here's this infused brick right there. Okay, just sitting there looking pretty. All right, just take a look around here. Beautiful forested ravine. And oh, oops, there's another brick sitting in plain sight. All over the creek here, on the creek bottom, you see pieces of brick everywhere. On my boot right there, I picked up brick. At the end of it. That's interesting. Check this one out. That's super cool. Yeah. Right. What would y'all just call that? That's called one really fried brick. Compressed, burned. Isn't that neat? Neat everywhere. That's cool. Yeah. And there's a brick nicely hiding in plain sight just across the way here. Okay, old world wall, and boom, right there. Perfect spot. Just didn't quite get the melt, but the others around it did. Check this out, like it's just so chaotic. All right, here's a neat thing I just came across. So, you know, people might say, yeah, these are just, you know, pouring marks, drill marks to get these rocks out of the ground. But then, why are there rocks infused with the other rock around it? Like, that just doesn't make sense. We know the answer, of course. And same with in between these layers right here. Why? Who would put these tiny little rocks in between these blocks? Okay? No one would. Because they changed form. It's all science, and they became what we call pebbles and stones. Just above the balloon rock field there, and this old world wall just ends, and it just becomes dirt and mud because it's been dustified. And look, there's a nice brick. It's coming out of the ground right over there. A couple other brick pieces scattered around it. Like literally, it's hard not to step on a piece of brick walking along here. It's everywhere. There's my finger. There's another piece right there. But this wall is still intact. So once again, if they were, you know, building up this creek to protect the shorelines, why only do one side? Why stop? I mean, it's pretty easy to build a wall right over there. Why didn't they continue? Well, because it was blasted out. That's why it was dustified. And gosh, everywhere there's brick. And the chunks do continue up there. So let's go take a look. There's a whole bunch of little warblers all around here. Must have just returned from their long flight north. Anyway, here's the smashed up world. We're farther upstream. Okay, who leaves huge blocks like this, okay? Especially considering, oh, it's a creeper. Oh, there's like a Virginia creeper, I think it is, on that tree. What a sweet bird. Hey, honey. Anyway, again, like, there's bricks everywhere. Everywhere you go. Bricks in various stages of melted brick. Look at brick. There's another one. Okay, it's almost turned stone. Alright, let's go take a look. Hey, honey. Oh, you got a little yellow racing stripe on your head. What are you? Cute. Look how cooked that one is. Just amazing. Yeah, right. Yeah, they just, oh, hi, honey. I didn't see you. Like, look at this. Who would leave this like this? It's just a smashed world. Huge brick right there. Looks like a couple have blended together. Some more ballooning going on over there on the far side. Now, let's take a look up here. Oh, hi, honey. Hi, little one. Moss growing on these rocks. Check out this old piping, old world still here. This never stops, never quits. Where does the water come from? This is in the middle of Toronto. Okay, it just never, ever quits. It's huge. Oh, this is cool. So you can see, oh, this is cool. You can see the various stages everywhere of turning into stone. So we've got this with the melt lines, and the pieces behind it are obviously what looks very similar. I mean, I'll go over there to the same kind of quarried stone that they put all along here, right? That one still has brick lines up there, but watch. They turn into stone. Boom. There's the whole transition. these come from that, come from that. Okay, I'm gonna head over there and look for evidence. Look at the place. Everywhere. Everywhere. It's just so obvious once you start seeing it. Old piping. Right out of the ground. And everywhere you look, there's all these concrete, they would call it pieces, which are just brick pebble. Should we call them pebblecrete? Rockcrete, brickcrete. Yeah, this makes no sense whatsoever. Let's go check this out. There. Okay, so here's the old, you can tell the old wall here. I'm sorry, I've been so zoomed in. Okay, look, this is an old piece. You can still see the holes in it for whatever reason. An old piece of piping coming out of the earth right there. Then this is melted brick, but it's starting to look like stone. Brick everywhere. Okay, there's some foliage going on here, but looking very stony. Okay, there's lines on that one, transforming even more brick. Okay, this has holes. Maybe old piping went through there, but look, it's stone, stonified. What people would call a stone. Everywhere you look, everything's just coming right out of the ground. It's unbelievable. There's so much, like it's just popping out of the earth. Wherever you look. Anyway, going back to here. So here's this piece. There's pipage. Okay, you've got the holes. Looking very stone-like. Okay, this looks super stone-like. People wouldn't recognize that as melted brick, nor would they recognize that as melted brick. But this is the evolution, and then they balloon, you know, nicely over there. So, let's take a look. Hey, Pooch. Yep, transformation. This is only science. Changes of state. Huh. Awesome. Oh, this is just coming right out of the earth. Everywhere. Everywhere. In another life, Ontario. All right, let's keep looking.